Hello, welcome, and thank you so much for joining me today. We are in beautiful Panama in Central America, and I am so excited to share this gentle hip opener class with you today. We're actually going to start down on our mat today. We're going to begin in child's pose. So I invite you to bring your toes to touch behind you. Knees open wide to the outer edges of the mat. And gently find your way down to the mat, folding in front of you into your child's pose. Forehead can be down on the mat. Arms can be straight out in front of you or can be on the side of your head, whatever feels best. I invite you to close your eyes here or keep them softly gazed if that feels better. And begin to focus on your breathing, noticing your breath, without changing it or altering it in any way, just becoming aware of it. Becoming aware of the mat underneath you. And taking this moment to really ground into our practice today. I invite you during this practice to listen to your body. Your body doesn't need to look a certain way or feel a certain way or mold into a certain shape. Listen to what your body needs and let that be your shape. Any of the movements that we do, you're welcome to alter. Take a variable of that shape, or do something different entirely. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're needing is completely welcome here. A few more breaths here. You're also welcome to take this time to set an intention for your practice, if you would like to do so. That intention can be listening to your body, being patient with yourself, staying present, or anything that speaks to you. On your next inhale, I invite you to slowly walk your way back up to center. You're welcome to bring your hands to your knees, your hands to your heart, whatever feels best. Eyes can be closed or open, taking a deep breath in through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. As you're ready, I invite you to blink your eyes open and find your way down to a seated position on your mat. You're welcome to bring your legs out directly in front of you, if that feels okay. Inhaling here as you bring your arms up to the sky, and exhaling as you take hold of your right wrist with your left hand, if that feels okay, and leaning to the left side. Exhaling here to begin that side body stretch. Stretching your arms, stretching your shoulders. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, you're welcome to release the grasp on your hands and just tilt to the left. You can still feel that. If that doesn't feel comfortable either, you are more than welcome to just stay right here in center. Whatever your body needs right now. On your next inhale, rising to the center and exhaling over to the right side in whatever variation works for you. Inhaling back to center and exhaling as you fold forward over your legs, bringing your arms down to the mat, allowing them to fall wherever they may. You can grasp the outer edges of your feet. You're welcome to have your hands on your shins, on your thighs, or whatever feels best. Wherever you are is absolutely perfect. Breathing here. Whichever variation you're in, ensuring that your back is straight. We want to protect that spine. I know we're going to be working on our hips today, opening our hips, and really protecting our spine is an important part of that as well. So inhaling, as you lengthen through the head, lengthen through the crown of the head, lengthen through the spine, and exhale to deepen your fold, folding at your hips. Once again, eyes can be open or closed here, whatever feels best. And on your next inhale, I invite you to rise back up to center with us. Bringing your left sole of your left foot into the right thigh. Walking your right foot out slightly to the right so you have a little bit of a side angle here. Twisting to the right, and once again inhaling arms up to the sky and exhaling as you fold over that right foot. Once again, allowing your hands to fall wherever they may, wherever you are at is perfect. If you'd like a little bit of a deeper stretch, you're welcome to take your left hand and grasp the outer edge of the right foot. Full breath here. And on your next inhale, releasing up to center once more. Taking a full breath here. Feel free to move your body or shake your body in any way that feels good. Shaking off energy, shaking off that stretch, taking any kind of fluid movement before we move to the other side. Bringing the right sole of your foot in to the inside of the left thigh. Inhaling once more, arms up to center, turning to the left and folding over that left leg as you exhale. Whatever variation you took on the right side, I invite you to take that same variation on the left. If you'd like to deepen, you're welcome to grasp the outer edge of your left foot with your right hand and fold into this. Allowing your breath to be your anchor, to deepen your fold, or allowing it to tell you when you need to release a little bit, when you need to come up, to listen to your body. Just letting your breath guide you. On your next inhale, I invite you to release your foot if you had it grasped and walking back up to center once more, taking that same fluid movement, whatever feels good, however you need to shake. Feel free to shake your legs. Bringing your right hand to your outer right knee as you bring your knee in and the sole of your foot down. Both soles of the feet down on the mat. On your next inhale, bringing the soles of your feet together if that feels right, and coming in to butterfly. I invite you to walk your feet out away from your body a little bit. Traditional butterfly, they're in a little bit closer. I invite you to walk them out, creating space in your body. Holding your feet with both hands and folding forward once more. Once again, folding forward into whatever variation feels best. Wherever you're at is exactly where you need to be. You may begin to feel this in your inner thighs, in your outer hips, or you may feel this somewhere else entirely. Remembering to breathe here, once again keeping that straight spine. Noticing any rounding that may come into your spine, and taking time to readjust. There's no need to stay in our perfect static butterfly. Feel free to come out, feel free to adjust, whatever is best for you. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, and an audible exhale out the mouth. One more, just like that. Deep breath in through the nose. Audible exhale out the mouth. On your next inhale, I invite you to rise back up to center, placing your hands on each knee and bringing your knees in together, soles of the feet flat on the mat, and once again walking your legs out directly in front of you. I invite you here to take your hands to each hip and begin to massage your hips. You can have small pressure, you can have heavier pressure, light pressure, heavy pressure, whatever feels best for you. Massaging back behind your hips, your lower back, massaging around your hips, around to the front. I really enjoy creating pressure with my thumbs. That feels good for me, but whatever feels good for you. Gently massaging our hips, bringing energy into them, moving the energy that might be stuck in them already. You're welcome to massage the inner parts of your hips, down by your groin, whatever feels good for you. If you'd like to not massage at all, that's great too. You're welcome to stay in a still position and focus on your breath. Just another moment here, really enjoying the way that feels. Noticing how your hips feel. How often do we take time to really massage our own bodies, to become in touch with ourselves? You can also move your massage down your legs if that feels good. Really massaging what needs to be touched. Loving our bodies, appreciating our bodies. Releasing any shame that we may have about our bodies. If you're not in a point where you can release that shame, that's okay too. You are welcome to feel however you feel here. It's entirely valid. When you're ready, I invite you to rise up. To a standing position, bringing our feet to the outer edges of the mat, toes pointed to the corners of our mat, and you're welcome to do this up at the front of your mat or in the middle of your mat, whatever feels best for you. Can even do it long ways. I'll probably do it this way, a little easier to see. Toes pointed out. Taking an inhale as you bring hands together at heart center. And exhale as you slowly lower down, coming into our Yogi Squat, Malasana. If this doesn't feel good in your body, you are more than welcome to remain seated on the ground. You can have your legs in a butterfly. That's working the same muscles. Taking whatever kind of movement feels good for you. You can also have a shallow goddess pose, if you'd rather. Staying right here, cactus arms, whatever speaking to you. If you are in our Malasana Yogi Squat, I invite you to bring your elbows to the inside of your knees and not applying pressure here. We don't want to squeeze our legs apart, but just allowing it to be a resting point. Beginning to feel our hips moving, getting to feel our hips opening. You can also take this Malasana Yogi Squat as an active position, creating space between your calves and your upper thighs and holding up here if you'd like a little bit of strength building. This is all strength building, but that's a little bit more. Feel free to take a movement in your Yogi Squat. If that feels good, feel free to maintain stillness. Just a couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, releasing your hands down to the mat and coming into tabletop. From a tabletop position, inhaling as you bring your as you bring your left knee up and begin to take circles. Those can be big circles, small circles. Finding some movement in your hips. You're welcome to straighten your leg and take circles this way. Bend in your knee, taking circles like so. Or a variation of both. Circling both ways. As you're ready, finding stillness and releasing that left knee down to the mat. On your next inhale, bringing the right leg up and taking circles once again. Opening your hip, especially after the deep Yogi Squat. It's really nice to bring some movement into the hips. When you feel like you've completed your circles and you're feeling ready, meet me back down in tabletop. And on your next inhale, tucking your toes, rising up over your knees, bringing your hips to the sky, coming into your downward facing dog. Remembering to breathe here. You're also welcome to stay in tabletop or take a child's pose. Whatever feels best. Taking a full breath in through the nose, audible exhale out the mouth. One more, just like that. Don't be shy, whatever kind of noise you need to make, or however silent you want to be. Inhaling, rising your right foot up to the sky, toes pointed, and exhaling as you bring your right knee to your right nose and placing it on the mat directly behind your right wrist. Setting up for pigeon here, taking a look behind you, straightening your left leg, and ensuring that your left leg is in line with your left hip. In pigeon pose, you're welcome to have your right heel as close to your body or as far away from your body as you'd like. Another option for pigeon pose is also laying on your back and taking a figure 4 with your leg. Taking a full breath here, really opening up our hips. Pigeon is a very deep hip opener. On your next exhale, you're welcome to stay up in pigeon pose, or you can begin to walk your hands out in front of you. You're welcome to come down onto your forearms, or once again to be on your back with the figure 4. Whatever feels best for you. paying attention, ensuring you're not sinking your right hip down onto the mat, but are instead keeping your weight even. You're welcome to place a block or a blanket underneath your right hip to help support it. Breathing here. Hip openers are really good at releasing emotions, bringing emotions to the surface. So anything that you're feeling right now, just let it be. If you're feeling overwhelmed with emotions, you're welcome to sit in those. You're welcome to let those out. You're also welcome to come out of Pigeon Pose if you'd like, if it's too much, if it's not feeling good. I have definitely been known to cry during Pigeon Pose. It is wonderful for bringing up emotions. So anything that you're feeling is okay. Anything that you're not feeling is okay. If you're feeling no emotions, that is perfectly fine as well. Allowing whatever's there to be there, and allowing yourself to come out of the pose if needed. Another full breath here. On your next inhale, I invite you to place your hands down on the mat and slowly rise up, tucking your back toes once again onto the mat and rising up, bringing your front foot to meet the back, coming back into your downward facing dog. Placing a bend in your left knee to push that right hip into its socket after that pose. Remembering to breathe here. Once again, you're welcome to be in tabletop or child's pose. On your next inhale, rising your left leg up to the sky. And exhale as you bring left knee to your nose and lowering down behind your left wrist. Setting up for pigeon on the opposite side. Taking a look behind you. Walking that right leg out to be directly behind you. And your left heel can be as close to your body or as far away from your body as you'd like. Taking this time to ensure you're not sinking onto your left hip, placing a block or a blanket underneath your left hip if you need extra support. And you're welcome to stay right here, or you're welcome to walk your hands out in front of you, maybe coming down onto your forearms. If you are on your back in your figure four, you'll want to change legs. So you can open up both the right and the left hips. Breathing here. Noticing that perhaps one side is tighter than the other. That is perfectly normal. Perhaps one side you go down on your forearms and the other side you stay sitting up. Whatever each individual side needs, listen to your body. Respect your body. Praise your body. They do so much for us. Breathing here. Taking this time to circle back onto your intention if you set one at the beginning of the class. If not, that's okay too. One more breath. On your next inhale, I invite you to place both hands down onto the mat, tucking your back toes, and rising up gently, bringing your front leg to meet the back. Placing a bend into the right knee, sinking that left hip back into the socket. Taking a full breath here. And on your next exhale, lowering down onto your knees, bringing your toes together once more. You're welcome to open your legs or keep them closed. We're going to come right back into the child's pose that we started with. Sinking your hips back towards your feet, if that feels good. If not, you're welcome to have your hips up and raised. Maybe bringing the forehead down to the mat. Maybe walking the arms straight out in front of you, or resting them on your forearms. Breathing here in our child's pose. Taking this time to reflect on your practice. Reflect on how you're feeling or not feeling. And letting that be exactly as it needs to be. You're welcome to stay in child's pose for as long as you'd like. If you'd like to also stay on your mat and take any other movement that feels good, I invite you to do so. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.